Today, guys, we're going to be learning about the unwritten rules of baseball. The reason we're doing this is recently we did a video on Bryce Harper, and he's called one of the biggest villains in MLB, which some of you guys disagreed with down in the comments. But some of you were saying that he's breaking the unwritten rules. Now, I don't know what these unwritten rules are. I'm guessing it mainly respects your opponent, but I don't know the details of these unwritten rules, because they're not written down anywhere, you know? So that's what we're learning about today. If you're new around here, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button. It means a lot to me if you do. Let's dive straight in. Let's find out.
Nin explains.
Let's educate ourselves.
Rules
oh, it's a
of
British
baseball.
guy. You guys aren't going to like this.
Baseball has rules. Lots of them. To the casual observer, it seems like it has too many. What they don't know is that there's a whole bunch of other unwritten rules that you won't find in any rulebook.
A gentleman's agreement.
These come from back in the day, where there was, and still is, a mutual gentleman's agreement to not humiliate each other on the playing field.
I'm ahead of the game here.
This is to help preserve each other's jobs, as your job security is always on thin ice when you're a professional baseball player. Most of these unwritten rules revolves around the golden rule. Don't show up your opponent.
So I said, no disrespect.
Remember, the idea is to not humiliate your opponent. You want to win, but you also want the other guy to keep his job. So doing anything to show them up is strictly not tolerated. These can be broken down into the following. Don't steal bases, bunt, swing at 3-0 pitches, or do anything to otherwise run up the score when you're ahead by a large margin.
Don't steal bases, bunt, swing at 3-0 pitches. So that means 3 balls, no strikes. You shouldn't steal a base. Bunt or swing. Okay. That seems like an odd one. Why is that? Don't run up the score when you're already ahead by a large margin.
You're up by a large amount. The opponent looks beaten with a couple of innings left to play, and it's unlikely they'll be coming back. They just want the game to end, but unfortunately, all 9 innings have to be played. The worst thing you can do is try and run up the score to add to their misery. I know, winning is the name of the game, but there's winning and there's taking the rip by trying to add more runs to make them look bad.
But they
This
are
is
bad.
not tolerated, and trying to manufacture runs when you're already up by a ton isn't cool. Don't steal bases, bunt, or strut after home runs when behind.
I mean, I kind of get that one. I guess, like, we have things like goal difference in, like, the Premier League or in any football league where goals really do matter. Every goal can matter. Titles have been won. Premier League titles on goal difference, so every goal matters. I guess in baseball it doesn't matter as much because it's just winners and losers, and it's just a winning record. But I saw a game the other night where the Angels were up 7-3 with a couple of innings to go, and they threw it away. They ended up getting beat. So you just play, man. Unless you're up by like 20, just keep playing. You never know what's going to happen. What's this one? Rule 3: don't steal bases, bunt, or strut. No strutting allowed after home runs when behind by a large margin. Well, yeah, you're not going to celebrate if you're losing, right?
Behind by a large margin.
Okay. I
The opposite
kind of get
is
that one.
also true. If your team is way behind late in the game, and you're out there trying to give it large when you don't realistically
Giving
have
it
a chance
large?
of winning, it's also considered poor form. You're mainly delaying the inevitable, and you look like a damn fool for elongating a foregone conclusion. Don't swing at the first pitch after the pitcher has allowed back-to-back home runs. The pitcher is clearly having a poor time.
Nah, I'm not getting on board with this at all. Why am I giving the opposing pitcher an easy time? If I'm playing a game, I'm playing to win. Why am I letting him have a free pitch at me? Nah, man. No chance. Is this real? Is this one real? I can't see the reasoning behind that one. If a guy's give away back-to-back home runs, that ain't my problem. I'm trying to get myself a home run, make it a hat trick, run it up on him. He's a paid professional.
Don't add to the guy's misery by swinging at the first pitch he throws at you. It shows lack of respect at his abilities as a pitcher.
I don't care, man. He's a
Don't
paid
show
professional.
your fielders and teammates. Errors happen. People make mistakes in the heat of competition. But don't be one of those guys that vents frustration and angrily tears down teammates in front of the entire stadium and the millions watching on TV.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Be a good teammate.
If
I
you
can
have
get behind that one.
grievances, that's what the bench and the locker room are for. Don't excessively celebrate hitting a home run. We've all seen it. Bat flipping, pointing or staring at the ball, celebrating before the ball has even left the field. Whilst it's exciting for us fans to watch, it's seen as disrespectful to the pitching team. In general, this cannot go unpunished. Throwing at hitters is the conventional retaliation. The standard retaliation for any of these infractions is for the pitcher to hit the next batter up. This is known as drilling, and this is how bad blood is exhibited, or violations of unwritten rules are punished. If one of your
I kind of get the over celebration thing if you go crazy, but I don't think staring at a ball is that bad, is it? Obviously, I'm coming from an outsider's perspective. It doesn't seem that bad to me, especially to be retaliating where you could like actually hurt someone throwing a ball at them. It seems like and I can't think of the word now, but you're escalating the situation way further than it needs to go there.
teammates has done any of the following, and you're the next batter up, expect the ball to be thrown at your body or your head as retaliation for your teammates' lack of respect. Never rub the area where you were hit by a pitch. Showing pain after being hit by a pitch is seen as being cowardly, even if it wasn't your fault to begin with. Take it like a man, don't be a bitch.
Yo, my man!
Pitchers are a special breed in the world of baseball, and there are pitcher-specific unwritten rules that might seem strange, but they make perfect sense if you're the man on the mound. Don't step on the pitcher's mound.
Okay, that's his
pitcher's
sacred
mound
place.
is his office, and they don't take too kindly to anyone messing with the mound by walking across it. It doesn't matter if they're your teammates or the opponent. Messing with the mound is a surefire way of getting drilled or getting punched in the face. Don't walk in front of the catcher or umpire. Another manner of etiquette, the imaginary line connecting the pitcher and the catcher must not be broken. Walking around or behind the catcher is seen as good etiquette, and cutting across their line of sight is virtually asking for a drilling.
Yo!
Don't talk to the pitcher if he's on a no-hitter. If the pitcher is close to a no-hitter, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
Okay.
Don't look at his general direction.
I can get
don't
this
go
one as
near
well.
him.
Leave him
The
alone.
pitcher has to maintain his concentration, and you distracting or preemptively jinxing a perfect game won't win you any favours from him or your teammates. If a pitcher is perfect, stay the hell away. Don't bunt during a no-hitter. Whilst perfectly legal, bunting whilst a pitcher is pitching a no-hitter is seen as a cheap and dirty way of ruining his game. If you're going to ruin perfection, actually swing for the ball, because if you try and fail, it's at least fair.
I mean, again, I kind of get it. I kind of get what the point of it is a no-hitter is like something special, and you'll ruin it with a bunt. I hate bunts as well. I don't like seeing it. When people do it on MLB The Show, it winds me up. So I get it. What I'm thinking is you guys played that many games in a regular season that the value of each game is less than what it is in other sports, right? There seems to be more respect because you could technically, a bunt could win you a game, and breaking a guy's no-hitter could win you a game because then once you've stopped his no-hitter, then it's just going to spiral downwards, right? He's going to lose his focus. He's going to get angry. That could help you to win a match. But wins, obviously every game is important, but not as important in baseball, if I'm right in saying that, compared to the NFL where you only play, 16 games. In baseball, you play a lot. So that's where I'm kind of getting at with these rules. Because you play each other so many times, you're going to see each other so often. There's a level of respect between teams, but still, I don't know. I like a competitive edge, man, and a competitive spirit. Okay, pitchers relieved mid-inning must stay in the dugout until the end of the inning.
Must stay in the dugout until the end of the inning. Even though you couldn't finish what you started, if you're a pitcher and are replaced mid-inning, it's customary to watch the guy replacing you until the end of the inning.
Okay.
This shows that you're supporting your teammates
We have that in
and that
football.
you understand that it's a team effort. Your individual stats can wait. Don't hit one of their guys accidentally. If you've innocently hit someone with a pitch, expect retaliation anyway. A pitcher's job is to throw into and around the strike zone, and it's not tolerated to hit a batter even by accident. They've thrown pitches their entire lives. There's no excuse for missing that far out, and the other team knows it. Don't yell anything when an opposing fielder is trying to catch the ball.
I get that one.
Interfering with the fielders as they're doing their jobs is a dick move. Alex Rodriguez once famously yelled, "I got it!" when a Blue Jays player was trying to catch a ball, causing nobody to try and catch it.
No.
Even though it's not illegal to do so, it's virtually cheating. Don't be that guy. The center fielder gets the ball. When outfielders are trying to catch a fly ball, unless someone specifically calls for it, generally it's an unspoken rule that the center fielder catches the ball and brings it in.
Didn't know that.
As the person who has to cover the most range on the field, they're usually the ones that get the catch on their stats. Don't insult the umpire.
That's a given.
Umpires, love them or hate them, also have jobs to do. Whilst you may disagree with some of their calls, what isn't tolerated is chewing the guy out for doing his job. As a player, squaring off against an umpire is a huge
have
no-no.
offended me. I demand satisfaction.
Absolutely,
I challenge you to a
do
duel.
not use
Pistols
the
are
words
dawn.
"you" followed by some form of expletive or insult.
What's
This is a surefire way of getting ejected from the game. Superstitions, no matter how disgusting, are perfectly acceptable. Wearing thongs, peeing on your hands, and spitting in your hat before wearing it may seem like the habits of some.
Whoa, what?
No matter how disgusting, are perfectly acceptable. Wearing.
Is this guy wearing thongs while he plays? Or if they misused his imagery? Because if he doesn't, and they've used his image in this video, they've done my guy dirty. Wearing thongs during games. Please let me know if that's true. What was the other
thongs,
one?
Peeing.
Peas on his hands.
On your hands, and spitting in your hat.
I mean, spitting in your hat before wearing it is disgusting, but compared to the other two, it's not that bad. What is...
Before wearing it may seem like the habits of someone who belongs in a mental institution. But if you're a pro baseball player, this is widely acceptable. Don't question a guy about his weird superstitious quirks, and you'll be fine. Brawling is fair. If a player gets unfairly drilled, or is being drilled as a retaliation and things get ugly, you're expected to leave the dugout, known as bench clearing, to confront the opposing team.
Yo, my man should be playing football.
You can choose to fight them or not.
Oh my god, he got
ad
off
isn't
there.
To start throwing punches. It's to show support for your teammates. Staying in the dugout when there's a brawl happening isn't very supportive, and people will notice that you selfishly hid away from the action. For adult fans, if you catch a ball in the stands,
we know about this
give
one.
it to a nearby kid. As an adult, I assume you have a job and that you bought tickets with your own money. You don't need a free baseball that you could easily buy at the souvenir shop. If you catch a home run or fly ball, give it to a kid who's probably been dreaming about catching a ball at the ballpark. At the very least, you'll make their day. Don't be like this lady who snatches the ball away from a kid and then proceeds to take selfies to post it on social media in front of them whilst they're crying their eyes out. This is the height of douchebaggery. And absolutely, positively do not steal balls away from kids. You're just scum if you do that. Whether you agree with them or not, whether you think it's fair game or not, or whether you think that they're just plain stupid, the unwritten rules of baseball have been there for over a century. And they don't look like they'll be changing them anytime soon. Because when sports get ugly, there are always people who will stand
That's
by
a sick
and
right
enforce
hand. I'm
the
not going to lie.
unwritten rules of baseball.
There we go. I wasn't expecting a British guy to commentate on this, but, well, I can't talk, obviously. But there we go. Let me know how accurate these are. When it's not an American, like, giving us the information. I remember we watched, like, an Indian guy telling me the rules of baseball, and a few of you guys were saying, he's not quite got it right here. So you can let me know if all of these are right. Most of them I can accept, right? I can kind of understand. I just can't get behind the one where it's, if a pitcher has conceded 2 home runs in a row, I'm not allowed to hit the first pitch of the next ball. So what, I'm just going to go strike down? Like, why? Why am I doing that for their guy? If they're that worried about this guy, sub him out of the game. You know what I mean? You can sub mid-innings as long as it's a different batter. I can't get behind that one. The bunting on a no-hitter, if you're in a World Series game or a playoff game, best believe you're doing anything to get on first base if a guy's pitching a no-hitter. So that's just my opinion on those two. There's probably some others I disagreed with, which I can't quite remember. But you let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. How accurate was the video? Do you agree with these unwritten rules? Yeah, and we'll go from there. I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy. Peace.